Hello everyone, today I'm going to take a look at a game that came out about a year ago. Meet Your Maker. Meet Your Maker is a game that is basically about assaulting an outpost built by other players and then extracting successfully. I first played it when it came out and I thought it was a lot of fun, although it's not without its flaws. I'm taking a look at it now a year after launch to see if it's still worth playing. In this game, the basic goal is to run through a player-made outpost and extract with as many materials as possible, stealing the outpost core, if you will. You can collect resources from destroyed traps and any guards that you kill. There is also at least one ancient tomb somewhere in the structure that will yield extra resources if you destroy it, provided that the outpost maker has made it accessible. The fiction is that the outposts are actively extracting gen mat or genetic material from a ruin, which can then be visually seen when you look at the blockhead, who spends his entire life going back and forth to the dungeon core and then to an extraction point outside. The defenses that are put up make it harder for others to lay claim to that extraction site. In addition to resources, your character also gains experience while traversing the outpost. Almost any interaction you have with the outpost defenses will give you some experience, such as a near miss, or defenses that destroy each other, or if you destroy the defenses. That said, if you're not concerned about your experience, charging in and just blitzing the outpost can be an effective way to secure the outpost core for the genetic material. The building system is somewhat reminiscent of something like a very specialized Minecraft mod, with building blocks providing the structure upon which you can place your traps, guards, and grisly decorations. You can craft small, medium, and large plots on structures to make your outposts as deadly as you can manage, or if you want, you can just have an easy XP farm. You can build up 200 outposts if you wish, but only 5 of them can be active at any time. Once your outpost is active, it will be available for players to raid for a while. At this point, the gen mat available to extract from your outpost will start to slowly tick down until it reaches 0. Once it reaches 0, your outpost will become inactive until you load into the level and raise its prestige, which you can think of as the outpost's level. Your outpost gains prestige by killing raiders. If your outpost fails to prestige, it will need to be reset before you can activate it, which basically maintains your prestige level and lets you activate the outpost. Additional prestige levels will slightly increase the block capacity of the outpost, so higher level outposts can contain many more traps and guards than lower level ones, which makes a lot of sense. You will see your outpost kills update while you are still online if other players are actively raiding it. Once a player has completed the run through your outpost, you can view a replay of the run to see how your defenses did if you wish. You can clearly see whether improvements you make have had any effect by viewing subsequent runs through your outpost. You can also see your outpost's raid attempts, number of raiders killed, and its kill per raid ratio, which will give you an idea of how deadly it is. There's also a skull rating that tracks this as well. The game supports multiplayer, and you're able to call in a friend into an outpost run to help you defeat a particularly troublesome outpost if you wish. From my own experience looking at my outpost logs, multiplayer raids seem relatively uncommon, but they do tend to be way more effective than a single player run. In your home base, you'll encounter a gross-looking chimera that urges you to make raids and harvest genmat. There are also a number of augmented humans who serve as your various advisors. These humans will enable you to unlock additional traps, guards, weapons, consumables, and armor to use in your runs. Everything excepting consumables can be upgraded, and this is where the raid economy ties into unlocks. There are 3 types of material that you can receive from raids. We're gonna just call them red, blue, and yellow. Yellow is primarily used to prestige or reset your outposts, and you'll need a constant supply of it in order to keep your outposts active. Blue is primarily used for building consumables and upgrading items, and red is primarily used to unlock new technology and secondarily for upgrading things. Therefore, if you want to maintain your outposts in an active state, you will need to raid relatively frequently in order to obtain enough yellow material to keep your outposts active. And if you are trying to build bigger and or deadlier outposts, You'll want to also accumulate enough red and blue material to continue unlocking and upgrading items. While the interconnected nature of the raiding and building system makes a lot of sense and certainly will keep you playing the game, it somewhat limits your options as a builder. If all you are interested in doing is raiding bases, then you can actively ignore most of the unlocks and upgrades in favor for equipment, armor, and consumables. In fact, building an outpost isn't required at all if you just want to raid. But you can't just build, and there is no way to afford unlocks or even new outpost plots if you build without raiding. For me personally, I do eventually get tired of the raids after about a week or so of playing, which really isn't too bad for a $20 game for me. Additionally, after putting the game down for a while, it's always been fun to go back and log in for a few days to do some raids. But your mileage may vary depending on what you'd like to do. Some of the additions that I noticed since the game's launch last year are things like a seasonal reward track that resets every 90 days. Rewards include buffs to your character that can be used on any map, as well as a single character cosmetic that is placed at the very end of the track. In addition, now, outpost raids are organized into a roguelike seeming arrangement of maps and rewards that are categorized into easy, medium, and hard. This is a great way of streamlining your experience so that you can choose how difficult you want your raids to be. Finally, there are also a few additional traps and guards, such as the laser beam trap, among others. If you enjoy the thought of foiling another player's defenses and completely raiding their base, then this game might be for you. If you also enjoy the thought of building deadly traps and outposts that completely destroy player raids, then this game will also appeal to you. But be aware that you will have to do some raiding in order to continue building outposts. You can always make an outpost available just socially, which means you will not need the yellow material in order to keep it active, but you will not be able to buy additional plots of land to build additional outposts without doing some level of raiding to get more of that material. In any case, I've really enjoyed my time with Meet Your Maker, and I hope that this gives you an idea of the type of game it is so that you can decide whether it's something for you or not. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.